I have like one question that I hate getting. We seem very worked up about it. Like at the end of the day, we know a lot of you have good intentions.
Don't do it.
Just don't do it.
You look trashy.
Yeah. Someone says, how many different places do you plan on visiting before you guys go home?
How many more IVF cycles do you want to try?
There's been like I guess on our part, a little bit of a miscommunication. Did the doctors in the USA say IVF wouldn't work? And is that why you went to the Middle East? Would you go back to the same doctor for your next IVF cycle?
Were you scammed?
There's a lot of things I could say about the past 3.5 years.
How many more IVF cycles do you want to try?
I want to answer my least favorite question on earth. What's up, you guys? We are in Kenya, Africa right now.
This place is absolutely beautiful.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe we're here.
It's easily got to be like a top 3, one of my favorite countries we've
I
been
think
to.
top 2. I'm like just in awe of everything.
It's amazing. And real quick, this is our place we're staying at, and it's overlooking a river.
It's a lodge. It's so cool. Look at, there's like a pool right here.
How is it?
Ooh, it's kind of nice actually. Might jump in there after. But we decided we wanted to do a Q&A today. We have a whole lot of questions happening and we feel kind of bad. We haven't really addressed a lot of them. So let's just get right into it. We're going to address everything and talk about all the questions you guys want to know. And yeah, let's just do it.
I'm going to be honest, we were on like a 7-hour safari this morning.
I'm exhausted.
Starting at like 5:30 in the morning. So we look a little ragged. We're exhausted, but I really want to get this video out for you guys.
Let's just put in a couple clips though from our safari. Just a couple little teasers. We're going to have more videos about this coming soon. So get ready, but check out these clips.
Guys, we see the daddy lion. Oh my gosh, he's standing up right here. Bella, get the shot.
Okay.
Get the shot, Bella. Come on. Zoom in on that bad boy.
Oh, he zoomed in.
Get him. Oh, there's a rhino behind us too.
Don't bump me.
I'm not bumping you. Don't worry.
Also, you guys, we are so close to 1 million
so
subscribers.
close!
Let's
Yeah.
answer some questions, Bella.
All right,
There's a
here
lot
we
of
go.
them.
We're going to start with one that's like one of the most popular. So it says, did the doctors in the USA say IVF wouldn't work? And is that why you went to the Middle East? So, okay, let me just address this really quick because we actually got a lot of hate for doing IVF in the Middle East. And so I just want to clear things up. And you're going to hear a lot of animals in the background. There's literally monkeys swinging from the tree outside.
We're filming a video.
Monkeys, come on. But what happened is we have gone to 4 different IVF doctors the past couple of years. And we have been trying to do IVF and we've had 4 doctors tell us there's absolutely nothing that they could do for us. And it was very discouraging. We felt very, very sad. And we felt like we had absolutely no hope. And the reason why they felt like they couldn't do anything for us is really they could do things for us, but they just didn't want to.
And let me explain why. Because every doctor in the United States gets a rating on how well their success is. So if they do IVF with a couple and it fails, it makes the doctor look bad and it makes their practice look bad and it makes their rating go down. And Bella's chances of IVF working are not on the higher end.
Yeah.
That's why we had a failed IVF. So if a doctor performed that or did IVF and it failed, it makes their practice look bad.
So, and the other thing is there's a lot of different ways that they do it in the Middle East, and we were just researching, and for what my diagnosis is personally, the Middle East had like the best options for me. And when we were feeling at our all-time low, our doctor basically had just told us the only thing that we could do. He basically told us an option that we really weren't wanting and that there was nothing else that he could do for us except for that. And we were really discouraged, and we ended up finding this doctor because we had a call for my business, thank goodness, and my mom was on the call and was talking to this other businessman and was like, what is your background? He's like, well, me and my brother actually have been running a practice for fertility in the Middle East for the past 30 years. And my mom's like, give me his number. I called him and talked to him on the phone, and he seemed really positive. And for the first time, he was like a doctor that seemed like really excited, really positive, and said, I've actually dealt with a lot of people with your exact diagnosis. And then he said, I'm actually going to be in Arizona for something completely random next week if you want to meet.
Crazy.
So I felt like that was just like a meant to be thing. So we got to meet with him in person. And once I met with him in person, I was sold. He was such a positive doctor. He was the only doctor throughout this entire process in the past 3.5 years that brought God into the picture. He actually said, I have to tell you, this isn't like on me. Like, this is when God's timing is right for you. Like, I'm going to do everything I can to help you, but this is like a God thing. And that right there, like, sealed the deal for me. And I do have to say, I think there is a lot of amazing doctors in the U.S. We just happened to go with this one because we just felt so good about it, and it just felt like the timing and, like, the puzzle was, like, coming together perfectly.
Totally.
So, honestly, if I would have found a doctor like that in the U.S., then I would have 100% gone with them. And I really do believe in a lot of the IVF doctors in the U.S. I think there's a lot of amazing doctors. But we just felt really confident with this one, and we were really excited. So that's why we went with this doctor. That was a long answer, but we feel really good about it.
No, it's perfect. Another question I kept seeing come through was like, were you scammed? And I just thought that was hilarious. Because first of all, Bella and I are going to do our research, and we did our research.
We did a lot of
We met with
research.
this doctor.
And a lot of praying.
Yeah, and we met with this doctor, like Bella said, in Arizona before we even went to the Middle East. I think like some of you guys think we just jumped on a plane, found some random clinic in the Middle East, and was like, hey, will you help us out? Like, I promise you we did all our research, and we didn't. We're smart. Like, come on. We were not scammed.
We did not get scammed. I think that in the Middle East they have a lot of great medical help, and I felt really grateful that we had the opportunity to go to the Middle East. And on top of that, our flights, hotel, and IVF alone was cheaper than just doing one IVF cycle. I knew that there was a high probability that our first cycle would fail. I just knew that because of like my diagnosis.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, you know what, this is a way better option, because if we have to do multiple rounds, it's going to be cheaper in the long run than doing one round in the US.
Yeah, I'll just be honest with you guys. To do IVF with the doctor we did, it costs about $4,000 to $7,000. And in the United States, you're looking at about $25,000 to $30,000
for one round.
For one round, and sometimes you have to do 2 or 3, like we're gonna have to do. And so you can imagine that's $20,000, $40,000, $60,000 for 3 rounds of IVF compared to like $12,000 to $15,000.
Yeah.
Which is just insane. And so that was a huge bonus. Obviously, Bella and I are willing to do absolutely anything, whatever it costs, whatever it takes to have a child. And so, I mean, we're gonna do anything. But that was obviously that was nice to be able to pay a small fraction of what we would have paid in the United States.
Well, this brings us to the next question. It says, would you go back to the same doctor for your next IVF cycle? And yes, we absolutely would. We definitely want to stick it out with this doctor. We feel really confident, and we actually, this is something that's going to be happening soon. I guess I'll just share. We are going back to Dubai after this, or I mean to Oman. We're going back to Dubai, then we go to Oman, where our doctor is, and we are going to be doing a surgery called a PRP. We've been researching about it. I already got one, but my doctor wants me to get 2, and basically it's where they inject plasma into your ovaries, and it's like a really, really, really high success rate for people with my exact diagnosis. And the sad thing is, like, no doctor in the US had ever brought that up to me, and then this doctor brought it up.
Which is crazy. If we would have done this like years ago, we would have been so far ahead. I don't know why that was never an option. No one ever even like told us about it.
No one told us
frustrating.
anything. So if you're going through infertility, maybe just research a PRP and see if that's something that would fit your fertility needs.
It's the easiest procedure, and it's pretty much just like a massive boost to your ovaries.
It's like a vitamin pack for your ovaries. So
it's like so good.
Yeah. So we're really happy that we're at least doing that now. We feel like even though we've been going through this for like 3.5 years, we feel like we're just now getting started with the good stuff, because
we're making progress.
We finally found a doctor that is like helping us with what we need specifically. And so we're really grateful for that. And there's a lot of things I could say about the past 3.5 years with the doctors we've met with. It's been very disappointing.
We literally looked at, I asked the doctor, I said, hey, what would you do in this situation? She shrugged her shoulders and said, I don't know. If you don't know, then who knows? You're the doctor.
I remember I went home and I cried. I was like, wow, there's like absolutely nothing to do. Like, I can't do anything. But
she was the worst one out of all of them.
Okay, I don't want to bag on doctors, because I want you to know there are a lot of great, trustworthy, amazing doctors. And I even think the doctors
but they're also
the
opposite.
I think that the doctors we met with are able to help a lot of women. I think they're able to help a lot of people with their IVF cycles as well. I just think that with what I had, to them I was kind of like a lost cause.
We could have had 3 kids by now. All right, so it says, did you guys ever know that you would have to go through the fertility process? No. I mean, there was no way to really know until we started just trying for kids, and after a couple of years, we're unsuccessful, and so we're like, there's something going on, and that's kind of just how we found out. I think that's how the majority of people find out, unless it's like unless you're genetically passed down something. And that's how we found out.
Well, and that's the next question. It says, does infertility run on Bella's side of the family? And infertility isn't a genetic thing. It's just like, it just can happen to absolutely anyone. And I would say, if you are a young girl or boy watching this video right now, I would just be aware of the products that you're using. I'd be aware of like the foods that you're eating. Like, try to be as healthy as possible now, because I think a lot of that and like your environment has a lot to do with having infertility in the future. I don't want to scare you, but I really think that a lot of the products that I used as a kid, like, really affected my fertility. But also what I have with my diagnosis of, I have... I can't even remember what. I have low ovarian reserve.
Diminished
ovarian reserve. Yeah, same thing. And basically, that's just something that can happen to anyone. I mean, I'm really young to have that, but yeah, it can happen to anyone. So, I mean, it's just kind of like bad luck, I guess. But I also do believe that God has a plan. Totally. And there's timing in all of this. And I do feel hopeful.
We do feel hopeful. And that's why we're just trying to really just like live life day by day and just not dwell on the last horrible month that we had. And so the next question says, how many more IVF cycles do you want to try?
So that's a great question. It's really just like as many as it takes. We know our best chance of having a baby is going to be through IVF. And we just had one failed IVF cycle just this month. So we're kind of just taking it easy. As you probably saw in our last video, we decided we want to travel. We feel really blessed that we're able to do this. Like, we don't ever take that for granted. And we feel super grateful that we just get to be on the road. And since we were already all the way over here, we wanted to cross a couple of these places off of our bucket list. And so that's why we just decided to take some time off and relax. And another reason why we ended up staying over here is because we weren't sure if we were going to be able to go straight into a second IVF cycle. That could be a possibility. We're meeting with our doctor in a couple of weeks. And
in like
a week, I guess.
And like by the time this video's out, like in the next couple days.
Next couple days, I guess. I can't even keep track of time.
We might have a big update.
So just stay tuned, because we'll have updates on that. We really don't know how many IVF cycles we're gonna have to do. I really hope we don't have to do a lot.
Same.
That was really the hardest thing I've ever done. The most taxing thing I've ever done. Like, it was really hard, not just physically but mentally. I've never felt like that in my entire life. There's just nothing, if you've never been through an IVF cycle, which I hope you don't have to, there's nothing like it. And if you have been through an IVF cycle, we're in this together, IVF warriors, and I can't believe we've already been through one IVF cycle. That's crazy. Someone wants to know, how many kids do you want?
I'll take one at this point.
Honestly, I'll take one. But in a perfect world, we've always said we wanted 3.
3 is a good number.
3 is like the perfect number, and that would be a dream.
I really believe we'll have 3 kids.
I really, really hope. Someone says, where do you guys want to travel in the future with your future family? Everywhere.
I just absolutely love traveling. There's nothing like it. I just feel extremely, extremely blessed to be able to travel.
Yeah.
And when we do, our eyes are just open to so many new things. You get put out of your comfort zone. You're put through so many different situations where your confidence grows. And to be able to give our kids that opportunity would just be incredible. And so that's what we want to do.
We've always looked up to the Bucket List family, and they're just like such a cute YouTube channel. You guys have to check them out. But they're the sweetest family ever. Yeah, you guys all know who the Bucket List family is. But they're the sweetest family ever. And we've always said we want to do that with our family, just like travel, and like you could see their kids are just so confident, and like the skills that they learn while on the road, it's just so amazing. So if we can, and if we can't have kids, we're gonna hopefully travel a lot, and hopefully you guys are still around when that happens.
8 years later.
Oh my gosh, we just cut to the SpongeBob thing where it's like 10 hours later.
Yeah.
The next question is, are you guys Christians?
Yes, we are. Bella and I believe in Jesus Christ. And we are heavily involved within our religion. We're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And it's a big part of our life. Like we've already mentioned, like we believe that God has a huge plan for us. And we're just a part of that.
Yep.
And eventually it's all gonna come together, and it's all gonna make sense.
Yeah, I really feel like throughout this whole IVF process, prayer and Like, just like having a lot of my family members praying for me has really comforted me. And a lot of you have even commented that you're praying for me.
Oh, thousands.
That,
so many.
I'm not kidding. I really feel like that helped a lot. And even just like reading those comments that people were praying for me has just made all the difference and has given me so much peace and comfort. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I would definitely say our faith has increased throughout this past month tremendously. It's been amazing to be able to like rely on our Savior Jesus Christ and turn to Him for comfort through prayer, and it's been a big testimony builder for us.
It's been big. Someone said, "Are you guys permanently leaving Dubai, or are you guys going back, and what's the new plan?" We've kind of already answered this, but we are traveling for the next month. We're leaving. So there's been like I guess on our part, a little bit of a miscommunication. Our doctor's office is in Muscat, Oman. And the reason we said Dubai is for the longest time, we actually believed it was in Dubai. We didn't know that that was a different place. We didn't know that Muscat, Oman, and Dubai were separate places, but now we know.
Okay, so it was my fault, okay? I looked on a map. They're right next to each other.
They're right next to each other.
I had never heard of Oman, and I'm like, Bella, we're going to Dubai. Like, it's right there.
We thought it was
driving
Dubai.
Distance, but his office is in Oman, which actually ended up being a completely separate country.
It's a totally different place.
All right, listen, I failed geography, all right? I'm not good with that. I've learned a lot.
That's really bad. That sounds really bad, but we're just going to come clean on that. I've been wanting to address that for a while. But
yeah. So,
yeah.
The doctor's office is in Muscat, Oman.
Muscat,
Oman, which is like a 30-minute plane ride from Dubai. So it's like right there, but you understand now.
So yeah, we are we're leaving Dubai or Muscat, and we are definitely going to be traveling for a little bit. We're going to be going back there all the time until we have a child. We will be in Muscat, Oman. I might get a tattoo all the way down my arm that says I will be back in Muscat, Oman until I have 3 children.
Yeah. No. But yeah. But no.
Someone says, "Sorry if this is insensitive, but can you still naturally have a miracle pregnancy with IVF?"
Totally.
First of all, that is not insensitive at all. I'm glad you asked. That is definitely a possibility, and that is what we are crossing our fingers for. We hope that can happen, and you know what? It's all in God's plan for us, and hopefully just relaxing, traveling,
having fun.
maybe we could get pregnant naturally. We don't know.
We've heard of a lot of stories of that happening.
Yeah.
And with like sometimes like after IVF, like you have so much medication in you, and doing these PRPs, it could help. It could make it happen.
We shall find out. Someone says, "How many different places do you plan on visiting before you guys go home? I love you guys." And we love you too, Maddie. So here's the thing. We don't really know. We're kind of like
day by day.
Taking it day by day. And we know we have a couple things we have to be home for. And we also, just being transparent, we got asked to go to a different country.
Okay, I was going to say, don't give that away yet.
We got asked to go to a different country by one of our favorite brands. So we're going to be doing that soon.
Which is a dream come true and a massive blessing.
And I can't wait to share that with you, but we can't disclose that just yet. But we will be going somewhere else before we go home. Maybe a couple of other places. And we will let you guys know soon. The next question is super nice. A lot of people actually asked us this, and they said, "How are you genuinely feeling?" I am feeling a lot better mentally than I did last month. I feel like just like being able to travel and, I don't know, just a lot of prayer has helped me feel a lot better. I feel like we've always just had like a really positive mindset, and for both of us, this has like been really something that's brought us closer together, but also I feel like we're just trying our best to be positive about everything, and we know that there is hope for the future. So
I'll be honest, it was easily one of the hardest months of our life. Yeah. Like, I don't know how we came across in the videos. We tried to be super real and transparent of exactly how we were feeling, but it was really hard. I mean, there were times that were awful, like especially seeing like Bella go through pain. And like just the mental of like the mentality of like waiting was so hard, but overall, like, it's done, it's in the past. I feel good right now. I feel positive. I know our time's gonna come. I know we have good things in the future. It's just we feel good, and yeah. I think like the best thing is just we're really trying to keep our mind off of it, move forward, and just have a lot of hope for the future.
That is actually the next question. Someone said, "Do you still have a lot of hope?"
Oh yeah.
I have a lot of hope. I really do.
I feel good. I don't know why. It's just
I don't know why I feel so. We were both talking about this. Like, we shouldn't be feeling this good right now. I thought that if I had a failed IVF cycle, like going into it, I was like, I will be crushed. And right
which
now,
we were.
We
crushed.
were definitely really crushed.
I just thought it'd last a lot longer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We were only crushed for a couple days, and then after that, we were like, you know what? Let's have hope. Let's trust that there's a plan, and let's just like move forward and be our positive, happy selves, and know that it's all gonna work out in the end, one way or another. And so that's what we're doing, and we do have a lot of hope. And it's hard some days, but we're doing it.
I just think the biggest thing is like your mindset. If you sit back and dwell on it, a lot of people ask like, how are you? How can you be positive afterwards? And if you just dwell on it, I found myself dwelling on it like the first and the second day we got the bad news, and I was like, no, I can't do this. We just had to leave our room, go out to the pool. We would go on walks and just try and really just like distract ourselves and just give each other hope. When I had my down moments, Bella was really positive and would uplift me. And when Bella was down, I would try and uplift her. And I think just between us and just our faith that there's a bigger plan, that it's all going to work out with those three things, it just brought positivity in our life.
Yeah, it really did. And also with the positivity that you guys radiated towards us.
That was
we
huge.
could feel it. Like, we really could feel it. And it was just such a... I can't even imagine. Like, it's just such a blessing. And if you're going through IVF and you don't feel like you have a support group, we are all here for you. Everybody here on this channel, like, let's just like lift each other up, and let's be the channel that is positive, uplifting, and can do that for others. And so if you're going through IVF, we're sending you lots of love. We know it can be hard, especially if you feel alone. You're not alone, and we are here for you. And message me on Instagram. I love you. Let's do something a little more lighthearted. And what is your favorite animal? So let's talk about what our favorite animal that we've seen on safaris these past couple of days.
I feel like it changes with Bella every day. We see a new animal, she's like, that's my new favorite.
Yeah.
Then we see another one, that's my new favorite.
It's just so like breathtaking seeing all these animals in person, and like they're animals that I've never seen before in person. And I found myself multiple times this week tearing up just like seeing these animals. They're so beautiful. I would say my all-time favorite animal that I've seen this week is a giraffe. So cute. I got to kiss a lot of giraffes. And then my second favorite animal that we've seen is an elephant. We got so close to this elephant today.
It was crazy.
It was the craziest thing ever.
Big tusk.
Oh my gosh. It was so cool. So yeah, that was definitely like my favorite thing ever. And I can't wait for you guys to see the next vlog. Our next video that we post is going to be a safari. So it's going to be really cool. I hope you guys watch that one. And
We've seen some incredible stuff. We've seen different animals hunting. Like, it's just nuts. It's just absolutely insane. So hope you're ready for the new video. Hit the subscribe button, you guys. Like I said, we're so close to 1 million, which would just be so cool.
I have more questions.
Oh, we're not done yet?
No.
Oh, I thought you said you were ending on that one. Let's keep it going.
No, I didn't say we're
Let's
ending.
go. We're just getting started.
I want to answer my least favorite question on earth.
Yeah, I know this one.
I have like one question that I hate getting. It's just like really like, if you're going through infertility, this is just not the question to ask people, but I'm going to tell you what the question is. Why couldn't you just adopt kids?
You say it in that voice.
Why couldn't you just adopt kids? You could be giving children a home. Kids don't really have to be biologically related. Okay, here's the thing. I'm just gonna.
Why don't you just adopt? Yeah, now simmer down.
Let me answer this one.
I might have to bleep out some words here.
No. Here, I don't ever cuss, babe.
Hey, you cussed when you got the shot.
One time, I said the S word, and I literally regretted it for days after. I felt really
stuck
bad.
her in the butt with a shot.
And I said,
like,
oh, I felt really bad about that.
Go.
I really don't recommend cussing. It's not a good look. Okay, so here's the thing.
Don't do it.
Just don't do it.
You look trashy.
Yeah. So, with adoption, I full-heartedly believe adoption is amazing. I just feel like we're not there yet. We're not like, we have so many other things we want to try before we get to that point, and we would love to adopt kids. And we always said, before we even knew we had infertility, that we would adopt kids after we had some kids.
Let me say something. We will adopt kids.
We will adopt kids.
I want to.
We're going to.
I really want to. But
It's just like, I just feel like it's a very insensitive question when you're going through a failed IVF cycle and someone says, you're so selfish for not adopting the children in the orphanages that need you. And it's like, trust me, I want to adopt
You go adopt them.
I would
go.
No, I would love to. Babe,
I would love to.
You're getting really worked up.
No, let me just say something. Just because we're struggling with something doesn't put the pressure on us.
We don't need to put adoption on infertile couples.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
We need to put adoption on people whose hearts are open to adoption.
There you go.
We're lucky enough to be a couple that is open to adopting, even before we knew we had infertility. But I hate the stigma around if you're infertile, you need to just be the ones that adopt. I think it needs to be the people who have it in their hearts to adopt need to adopt those kids, because adopting a child is amazing. But if you aren't fully ready for that commitment of adopting a child and doing all that, and that is a long process to be able to even get to that point, then you should not be adopting a child. So, and the moral of the story is, I think adoption is great, and we are going to adopt kids one day. But I would love to also have some kids. I want the experience of being pregnant.
Of course. That's what I was going to say.
I want the experience of being pregnant. I really want to get the experience of going into labor, having a baby.
Of course.
Like, all of that. And then I would love to adopt some kids as well. Yeah.
Yeah, just be really careful.
Okay, we seem very worked up about it. Like, at the end of the day, we know a lot of you have good intentions when you're asking us, like, why don't you just adopt? But there are a lot of people who are really, really rude. And they keep messaging me, like, telling me that I'm selfish, that I'm trying to do IVF to have my own kids and stuff. And don't get me wrong. I know it, when you adopt, those are your kids. Like, I fully believe those are your own kids. But there's just something about, like, in my heart, I really want to be pregnant. I really want to experience that. And I don't know. I think it's so rude to call me selfish for wanting that. I don't know. I just, seems like such a...
Next question.
Beautiful thing that I want. Next question. Let me look. Would you move to another state?
Yeah. Why not?
Let's just keep this one short and sweet. And yes, we would. And yes, we are looking into it. Okay, next. That's the tea. The next question is, how is Banks doing?
Banks is thriving.
Is thriving. Okay, so my heart hurts really bad right now. Even though we're traveling, and I know I said I'm doing great, my heart hurts just a little bit every day because I miss my son. I miss him so much. Banks is, if you know my little Banks Benjamin Button Bear, he is my boy. He is my boy, and I miss him so much, and I like dream of the day we're reuniting, and that day is coming soon, which I'm so happy about. But he's doing great, and the thing that makes me the happiest is he is getting so spoiled, so loved on by Dallin's family.
He's at my parents' house.
He's with Dallin's family. And
he's pretty much at like a little summer camp up in Utah.
We keep joking that he's like at summer with his grandparents or his grandparents. Because do you get
funny,
it?
Bella, funny.
Okay, that wasn't that funny. But
yeah, he's doing good.
Great. Benjamin Button Bear. And then we'll end the video.
No, for real, you guys. Thank you so much. We love you guys.
Make sure you subscribe. We're so close to 1 million.
1 million.
We love you guys.
Bye.